the gravity's not just that apple falling from the tree, right? So when you're looking at movement, again with gravity, when I go like this, I'm going against gravity. When you're going against gravity, it looks like a force, but it's not if you use the rotation. Here, a lot of people don't realize, but the heart is helical, meaning that it actually opens up in like a rosebud, right? And so what he's going to show you right now is when you're looking at this, right? So he's doing a washcloth version of the human heart. And he's showing that when you twist the heart, first of all, so think of the heart like when you've got those big old ropes from the ships and so forth, that when the rotation gets stressed, right, that's where you get the movement, right? And that's the same with muscle function, really, is people don't look at that, right? So this is what a heart looks like and unwinds. When you're talking about the heart, right, and movement, that twisting, right, that rotation is where you're getting the opposing of gravity. And so the movement or the blood is going in and out, right? And that's where you get a functioning heart. They're going to show you a cadaver. So if any of you are sensitive, please, you're about to see the heart cadaver. So the heart, we always thought, we were taught, sort of like the solar system, we were taught that it's just an orbit or 4 valves. But as they evaluated the fascia system differently and the way the heart is connected, he's actually going to roll the heart out and show you how the heart works or is constructed to work in all directions, right? That is a whole significance of having a helical structure, especially within the organ of the heart. Almost looks like a bulb for a tulip or something like that. But again, that bulb has that force to get this stalk straight out, which is a little bit different than how a seedling comes out in oppositional gravity. A tulip has to go straight up and has more of this system, and it has a bulb very similar to the heart. And again, this is what nature has to do to get movement. So as you can see, that's our heart, and it just unravels like rosebud, and it's coming out and it's doing all of that stuff, and it can roll back together. Now what I want to do is show you Colonel Chris Hadfield. He is a Canadian astronaut. So he now is going to play with the washcloth. But I want you to see the conversation of the washcloth. So, and again, for him, it's just a novel experiment to show you how water works in outer space. However, this is why the heart breaks down in outer space, right? So he's using his water. So first of all, he's got to put the water up, and he's got to catch the water, right? For us, water falls. For him, water is going to escape out. It's actually going to be in a giant bubble. It doesn't even float or fall. It goes into that, and he's pouring the water, or their version of pour. And this is one of the reasons why they have so much complexities that break down in their spatial organization in outer space, because they're not using these forces that I'm showing you just in the other video of just a normal washcloth. But see, when he wrings this washcloth, it doesn't transfer the fluids, right? If you see, the fluids are actually on the exterior versus going through the interior rotation. And so this is what I'm trying to present, is that we have to look at the formation of rotational movement in opposition to gravity, is that's how we get movement against gravity. Again, you can blame this on the lack of gravity, but it's also, even though he's twisting, it's the lack of rotation. That twisting and that sucking doesn't work. So just another aspect, what might seem as simple gravity, and even look at the water just clinging to his hands, right? It just has nowhere to go. As part of that. And this is where, again, look at how it's rising. And you can see how inflamed his face is, because it's the same thing with the circulatory system, where the blood is actually traveling to his head and it doesn't go down. It's blamed on the lack of gravity, but we have to look at also the relationship of the lack of rotation in outer space, and you see this here. So next time you think of a washcloth, think of your heart.